All right. Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Let's see what we got going on today. All right, first things first, let's mark up our midline. Around 34, 33, 7155. Almost the same as yesterday. All right, so I've got my midline marked up. Four, 3, 4, perfect. All right. What we got going on? Yeah, we got any news going on today? Refresh this. Always remember to refresh your Forex Factor, because I've done that multiple times. All right, so Trump made another announcement an hour ago. No surprise there. We are in very strong negotiating position with Iran. President Trump, we're ready to go militarily. We'll end up with great deal. Iran has no choice but to send people to talks. We're in strong negotiation positions. We're dealing with them very successfully. U.S. totally controls Khorasan. All right, so let's see how this affects the day. We have news at 8:30 today, and we have news at 10 a.m. Fed's speaking, but we're gonna wait. We have a red folder and an orange folder at 10 a.m. Go grab my coffee. I will be back. we're gonna wait a little bit here because we got news in 8 minutes. Red folder, so we're just gonna wait this out a little bit. So I want to jump into a trade here, but we got some red news holders coming here in 5 minutes. So I'm either gonna wait or I can enter and just put a tight stop. I'm not sure. For 1 hour. See what this 1 hour is looking like. Got a lot of success on right here. Essentially anything above here moving into strong buys. And up here we want into a strong sell. Mark that. Rejected price up there. This is on a 1 hour time frame. 2 more minutes till news. I'm just gonna wait it out at this point. Do my daily morning writings that I have not been doing lately, so I'm doing that right now. Try to get myself back onto routine, as I've been completely off my routine since I started streaming, to be honest. I just need to find my balance again while streaming. Just kind of changed up my routine. I'm a very routine person when it comes to my trading. News just hidden now. It's at 10 a.m. So we'll see how this reacts. Gonna give it a few minutes, see what all comes from this news. I am wealth. I am abundance. am joy. Write that down every day, along with I am a successful trader, which I am. It's literally what I do for income. And then the final thing that has always held true: money comes to me easily, frequently, and abundantly, which cannot be any more accurate because it always has. So these are 3 things I write down every day. Well, I've been slacking on it, but I normally write these down every day. I write down I am wealth, I am abundance, I am joy. I am a successful trader, which I am. And when I say that, I know it because it's what I do every day. This is how I pay the bills, how I purchase things, it's how I maintain myself. And then lastly, I've been writing this down for about a year now, just about. And this has worked true to me with my day-to-day business, with my main business, and that is money comes to me easily, frequently, and abundantly. And it always does. It always has. I don't ever have to go looking for money. Money's not something I really worry about. Always finds its way. I worry about a lot of other things in life, but never money. All right, let's see how this news wants to settle out. 4 minutes post the news drop. I'm sure they're still talking. We're sitting right at that 5-minute EMA and that 1-minute EMA, so waiting to see right now if we respect this, stay above this. So this zone right here where we rejected price last time is essentially the all-time highs. So we came up to here, and then at this zone, price rejected. That's why I have this marked up. So it rejected that this morning, but I think with the day's momentum, we can get past that. That was a 745 this morning. I'm looking for a long position here. Definitely had an entry already, but I didn't grab it. Might go into a trade here on a smaller scale just to grab a position here. But I would like to see a retest so I can have a better entry. I'm already 26 ticks above my regular entry point, so I'm gonna wait. See if it respects this 5-minute trend line here, or if it breaks above it. If it respects this trend line, I might go into a sell here. If it respects this trend line here, I might take a sell off of this trend line bounce. I'm gonna sell here. I'm gonna sell up here just in case, because we might get a little rundown to the orb, the EMAs again, maybe even the mid-range. I'm gonna sell up here. We go and respect that again, and I'm just gonna put a really tight stop, because if I'm sitting here waiting for it to go back to the orb anyways, might as well catch a wave now if it's gonna give it to me. So let's see if it goes back to that trend line. If it goes back there and respects it, we got another candle, 5-minute candle starting in less than a minute. So I'm gonna wait to see what that 5-minute candle does, because that 5-minute candle can open and just break right outside of this trend line, and I'll be immediately stopped out. So I'm gonna wait to see what it does. Now I'm looking for a sell right now, but it doesn't mean that I think the overall direction is going to be a sell. We can still sell down and then go back into a buy later, but I do think a sell might happen here for a little bit, go back to the orb, possibly even that mid-range orb. So I'm gonna wait to see how this next candle opens, and if we stay below that 5-minute trend line, I'm gonna take a sell, and I'm gonna put a stop right here above this previous candle. It'll be a pretty tight stop. I'm not gonna be risking a lot. I just want to see if this candle opens up strong and pushes through here. I'm gonna take a sell.
Order filled.
I'm gonna sell. Stop loss is gonna be tight. Go for a stop loss right at this previous wick, 7176. Not really risking a lot here. 7176. This is just in case if it goes back down my direction to retest the orb. I can catch the move on the way down if it goes down that way. That's all this is for. Let's see what my risk is here. 7170. 7176. All right, so I'm risking 23 picks here. Not a big risk. Gonna be looking for possibly going down to that mid-range, but if it goes to the orb, depending on how it reacts there, might close out there. If we go that way, it could continue to go against me and stop me out, which is fine. That's why I'm only running one contract, and I'm running small risk just in case. But I just feel like it's gonna get a push down before it gets a push back up. All right, might get stopped down here, breaking that 5-minute trend line. Spiked out of it, but yeah, probably gonna get stopped down here. Gonna do a strong little push here. My stop is not far above. See what happens here. If we stay below this trend line, I'll hold this to the orb and then probably take profits at the orb, because I'm waiting for a retest of the orb anyways to decide what direction I want to go with this day. So I figure if I can catch a run to the downside, why not? My stop loss is pretty tight, so I'm not risking a lot here. At some point, I'll put it to break even, so I'm not risking anything. It's just a risk-free trade while I'm waiting for a position. That's as long as it goes in my direction enough to put it to risk-free, I will. I'm just gonna let this bad boy ride out and see what it does. I want to see if we get a continuation back down to the orb, retest the EMAs, possibly go for a run all the way down to the midpoint of the orb. That would be ideal. All right, about $80 in profit right now. I'm gonna go ahead, $100 in profit. I'm gonna go ahead and put it to break even. Again, might get stopped out, but that is perfectly fine because it is a risk-free trade. And this was just a bonus trade. We just took this because we're waiting for the orb, so why not? You know. Actually, with that in mind, I should just take that 100. But we'll let this play out. We'll see what this does. Okay, go pushing down. Pushing down, going for the orb. Again, this is just like a bonus trade while I was waiting, so I'm gonna take it. 125
Order
bucks,
filled.
120 bucks. I closed it at. And this is just a bonus trade. I just took this trade because I was waiting to see what price does at that trend line, and I ran a tight stop loss, so just secured an extra $120 going into the next trade, just a little buffer. I was gonna ride it all the way to the orb, and then when it got to the orb, see if it goes down to the midline, mid-range orb, but which look, it's going right there. It would be running beautifully right now, but again, supposed to be a bonus trade, so I just took it for what it was, a bonus. Ran down straight to the orb. It's at the orb now. Would have went straight to where my full TP was. Would have been probably a couple $100 right there. But again, no big deal. We're just trying to get a feel for the market, see what direction we're going. So that was just a small move, just to catch a little bit of meat on off the bone while we're waiting for our full move. Now we gotta decide if we're gonna go for a buy here. All right, so looking like I'm gonna enter a buy here, and this time my stop loss is pretty much gonna be my profit I just made. I'm gonna use that as a buffer. Just waiting for more confirmation here. New 1 minute candle. Let's see if we can't get a push down. We got a minute and 55 seconds left on this 5 minute. I'll make sure we're not gonna get some aggressive push before I jump in. breaking down below the orb. That's what I was waiting for. Okay, so it looks like my original trade looks like it wants to play out. I should have just kind of held that sell. Because right now it's going back down. Right now I have it marked for the mid-range. And that mid-range is right at another zone that I have marked. And that purple zone that you see right here at this mid-range, that's a 1 hour rejection. So when we got here on the 1 hour, we went into a buy earlier in the day. Let's see if I go for a buy here, see if we can't break that trend line on the way up this time. If we fail to break that trend line again, then it's going to be a sell-off day. New 5-minute candle. Let's let this one breathe a little bit. Went straight for the orb. I'm gonna go in for a buy.
Order filled. For a buy there. And let's see, where was my entry? 7163. My entry. I'm gonna go for these previous highs up here. I'm gonna go 74 ticks. Put my stop loss below this wick here. Stop loss is gonna be at 71.53. $7153 gonna be my stop loss, and my take profit will be at 182. All right, I'm gonna let this thing play out now. Got our take profits and our stops in place. Just gonna let the trade play out. Wait till we get to that 5-minute trend again and see if we break that trend. gonna let this trade ride a little bit. We'll see how it plays out. We're running we went to 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio here. Just shy of a 2-to-1. Can go for more, to be honest. Actually gonna go for more. I'm gonna shoot for the previous highs. Just below. Even 2-to-1. And what I'll do is, if it is going in our direction, and if we do break above this 5-minute trend line, at that point, if we break this trend line, I'll move my stop to break even and just let the trade run from there. If it comes back down to the orb after that, then I'll just take a break even day. No big deal. But it wouldn't even be break even because we got a small profit already of 120. So if it gets above this 5-minute trend line, I'll go ahead and move to break even, and break even will still give us 120 on the day. So no matter what, as long as we can get to that trend line and cross that trend line, we could be in the positive for today. We just got to get a strong push right here. If we don't break that 5-minute trend line, I think the day's going to go into a sell-off. So that trend line is going to pretty much be a deciding factor of what we're going to do here. Give you something to breathe. Big rejection there. Got a lot of sellers that stepped in at 71.64. Big rejection. See if the buyers can bring this price back up. Okay. Buyers are kicking in at 71.64, but they're fighting. If we can bring this price back up. We want to get it back to 71.67 range. If we can get it there, we'll be in pretty good shape. Ideally, we need to break 71.70. So we got to get the buyers up there. Not too far off. I think we can bring it up. Gonna let it play. I'm gonna go make another coffee. I'll be back. I got my risk parameters in place. I mean, there's not much I can do anyway, so.
Alright, so we came back to some red. But that is why we have risk parameters in place. I can only lose so much. I have some profit to start the morning, about 120. So that's pretty much a buffer right now. And we're just gonna let this thing play out. I think this might go into a sell today though. But I'm gonna give it another chance to break that trend line. If it doesn't break that trend line, then that kind of gives me my confirmation it's gonna go into a sell today. Give it some time to do what it does. My stop is just below this purple zone right here. With this purple zone here earlier, we came here, we rejected this, and we went into a strong buy. So I put my stop just below this to give it a chance. If we come back into this purple zone right here, you could possibly see a spike back in price. And that's also happens to be right around that mid-range for the orb. So I'm gonna let it play. Right now we got some decent little drawdown going right now, but we're only $32 down. And that's actually the great thing about only running one contract versus what I normally run, which is 4 to 5 contracts. It's a lot less stressful. But right now, if I was running 4 to 5 contracts, I'd be down 4 to 5 times this amount. And that can get stressful pretty fast. So it's kind of relieving to scale down and go smaller contracts. And I'm working my way back mentally into going back on my live. I'll probably be back on my live this week. Probably maybe by the end of this week, because I got to fund my live account. And Tradeovate takes about, I would say, usually about 3 days to get the money into my account. So I would give it a lot of thought that I'm going to jump back in my live, start trading my live consistently, and start taking small profits there and kind of try to transfer that over to my prop trading, because I was doing well when I was trading my prop and my lives together before. So I'm going to give that a go again. Just not sure how much I'm going to put into my live yet, but we'll figure that out. The original trade that I took back here from that trend line playing out beautifully, because I had it going all the way to the midline and it's literally gonna go there. I should have just left that original trade running. We'd be up like $600 right now. It's all right. Let's see how much we'd be up right now. Yeah, we'd be up like $600 right now.
Ziggy, what you doing, man? Sit down. I'll go over here, put his butt all up in the air, making all kinds of noises. Alright, we're entering my zone that I have marked. When we came to the zone last time, in the 1 hour time frame, we got a strong push off of the zone. We'll verify that I have it marked correctly. Yeah, so we came here, got a strong push off. So that's why I decided to put my stop loss just below that. So came here last time, got a nice push up. If we get that again, that'll be lovely. If we break down below that, then we're most likely going to go into a sell, at which point my stop loss will get hit right down here, and I'll probably be down, I don't know, $300 or something like that. I'm not quite sure what I'm risking right now. What's my stop loss? 41 ticks. But yeah, probably like $400, $300, something like that. If it goes to my stop loss. And I'm comfortable with that kind of loss, so we're gonna let this trade ride. Came into my zone right here, got a strong rejection. That's what we're waiting for, but let's hope that it doesn't go back the other way. As it wicks down the other way, we're gonna get stopped out. Because that was a crazy wick up, which was good for us, but we gotta hope it doesn't wick down that way, because if it does an aggressive wick down, it could very easily stop us out, because our stop is just below that. I almost feel like moving it, but I'm not going to. I'm just gonna let it sit there. But that was a very strong rejection at 1042 off of the zone that I have marked. Get stopped out, so I'm gonna just let it ride. But that was a beautiful rejection. That's what we're looking for. We wanted to dislike this zone. This zone right here is a bad zone for us right now. So if it comes here, we want that kind of reaction. It came here and it just shot up like 40 ticks in 1 second, and that's what we want to see. So hopefully it commits to that behavior. It literally shot all the way up to the 1 minute EMA on that one candle. Not really loving the way this is looking. Where we might get stopped out because if we do an aggressive wick to the downside, my stop is gonna get hit because it's not far. I'm probably like, where's my stop? I'm about six points away from my stop right now. So 6 points can definitely get smacked on a wick. Yeah, stop's gonna get hit. We're at the bottom of that range. Yeah, stop's gonna get hit here. We're right at that range. That's what I was waiting for right here, to see what it does here. The good news is that my first trade I did would have just hit beautiful. The one that I took out of $120 in profit, that would have played out beautifully. It would have just hit full TP right now. Stop loss is right here. We're right at the stop loss. Definitely gonna hit the stop loss. We're like 2 points away from my stop loss. I'm about to just cut the bleeding so it doesn't get slippage. But the stop loss was there for a reason because we rejected the zone before. If I cut this and then reject it, it'll be bad. Nah, there goes stop. Stop just got hit.
Stop filled.
All right, so we're out of the trade. Lost 396. First trade played out beautifully. Second trade, not so much. First trade was valid. Second trade was trash. So my first trade, my original big profit was right here for 60 ticks. And as you can see, that one played out beautifully. I cut it very early though. Now we're gonna wait. I'll see if I get another opportunity. I might take another trade. But that first trade was definitely the right move, though. I should have just left this one running, because this one played beautifully all the way to TP. Rejection off of that 5-minute trend line. I should have left that one going, but we're gonna see if we don't get another opportunity here. And we're testing that previous 1 hour candle right now. Yeah, previous 1 hour candle came down here. That might be a zone of interest right here on the 1 hour time frame. And something happening right here. next 5-minute kennel does. I might take this ride back up to the top for a buy here.
Order filled.
Definitely could have gotten a better fill on that. Diggy, stop looking at yourself so much, man. We'll see if this goes our direction. I could have definitely gotten a way better fill here, though. I jumped the gun on that one. If it's a valid trade, I jumped the gun on it. But if it's valid, I'll make it up on the upside. But we'll see. not looking great here. Yeah, I'm not liking this. I'm gonna go ahead and get out.
Order filled.
Now I'm gonna do this. I should have held this first trade. I could have just let this first trade run. I could have just kept trailing. Just stop. This trade would have been beautiful right now.